At the end of May 1973, Wally's friend Sam Yorty is defeated by Tom Bradley in the LA mayoral election in a landslide. But Sam Yorty's defeat would create a new career opportunity for Wally. Around April 1974, Wally gets Sam to start a radio show on KGBS. Initially a Saturday morning show, due to popular demand, the show quickly becomes a Monday through Friday show. Wally becomes the show's producer and co-announcer. After about 7 months, KGBS changes format and cancels the Sam Yorty Show. But the show soon found its way to TV, premiering on KCOP Channel 13 on February 2nd, 1975.
Yorty Show, starring the former Assemblyman, Congressman, and Mayor of Los Angeles for 12 great years, Sam Yorty.
Guests included Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, Jerry Brown, Gerald Ford, and Congressman Bob Dornan. Recognition from the radio and TV shows gets Wally political speaking engagements, as well as celebrity appearances with Sam Yorty. A Pasadena State Assembly candidate even touts an endorsement from Wally. Wally also reports playing golf with Richard Nixon. By this time, Wally has divorced Jeannie, and in August of 1975, according to FamilySearch.org, he marries Linda Lee Granath. In June 1976, Wally George's Hollywood Showcase premieres on KCOP. The show gives a spotlight to aspiring entertainers. The show appears to air until around September. That same month, Wally returns to KIEV radio with a new talk show. One of the guests on Wally's new radio show would be future rival talk show host Morton Downey Jr.
He'll do everything that you tell him to do.
Just hold on a minute. I'm warning you. The next time you...
Don't warn me, punk. Stay in your seat. Stay in your seat. Stay in your seat. Stay in your
During this time on the Sam Yorty Show and the KIEV Show, Wally occasionally writes the LA Times to protest the coverage of conservative figures like Richard Nixon, Anita Bryant, and John Wayne. But when Times writer Howard Rosenberg wrote about Wally in a profile of the Sam Yorty Show, Wally's mother wrote to thank Rosenberg for the kind portrayal of her son. In February 1979, Wally testifies in court about his interactions with Lee Marvin's former girlfriend. Michelle Triola Marvin had been a singer at the Holiday House when Wally was hosting a show there. Michelle was suing Lee Marvin for palimony.
Listen, what about, I happen to have been on the Lee Marvin trial. I was a witness in the Lee Marvin trial, and I happen to know that this happens too many times.
In March 1979, Wally organizes a rally in support of Richard Nixon to encourage him to come back to public life. He organizes this rally through his newly formed Voice of Patriotism organization. At the end of 1979, the Sam Yorty Show was canceled by KCOP. In 1980, Wally divorces Linda Lee Granath. In the next couple years, he may marry a woman named Annette. FamilySearch.org has a divorce record, but no marriage record. On October 20th, 1980, Wally starts a new talk show, The Wally George Show, on KWHY Channel 22. The show was similar to Hot Seat, with a commentary, a mailbag segment, and co-host David Kennedy, but lacked the outrageousness of Hot Seat and the raucous studio audience.
It's time for the award-winning Wally George Show, starring Wally George, with a hard-hitting, controversial, and informative look at what's really happening in America today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, television's conservative voice, Wally George.
The show was picked up in markets outside of the Los Angeles area, like Palm Springs, San Luis Obispo, El Paso, and Atlanta. On the Wally George Show, Wally debated future hot seat and thick of the night opponent Gloria Allred.
Those words that you use to demean them and to belittle them and to degrade them and to deny them their equal rights. I want to say one last thing, Wally, and that's this. I think the reason you do demean them all the time is because really, secretly, you envy women and you fear them.
Envy women.
By March 1983, the Wally George Show has moved from KWHY 22 to KDOC Channel 56. Soon Wally will start the show that defines his career, Hot Seat. This concludes Part 4. If you have any additional details or corrections, please leave a comment.